All right, so let's welcome back to Game 3. Looks like Josh is going to be keeping on his 7, and I wasn't able to see what Conan's got. He's keeping him nice and close to the chest. Okay.
Who do you think is a favorite in this Game 3?
Well, certainly if there's a deck that gets a lot from being on the play, it's Josh's deck. It's super unfortunate that there wasn't that turn 1 play, just because now the Honored Crop Captain is going to be able to attack, but not being able to pump whatever other creature is relatively unfortunate. And this is kind of the best type of start that Konan could be asking for. Just sure, attack with your 0 power creature.
Yeah, exactly. No, that feels pretty bad if you're Josh to play that creature on turn 2 when you want to play one on turn 1 and then just have it Aether Meltdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen in both of the previous games that it was turn 1 Town Gossipmonger into turn 2, Thraben Inspector. Ooh, and then no turn 3 play. This is
yikes.
This is pretty rough. I'm interested to see what's actually in Josh's hand. It looks like a couple lands and a Release the Gremlins.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel too good.
No, not at all.
I would only think that feels good if you're expecting your Marvel opponent to not have 6 energy on turn 4 when they play Marvel, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
often.
The fact of the matter is that's not going to be happening. I mean, you do want to prevent your Marvel opponent from going off twice, and I guess there is the risk that they kind of just whiff, but just Release the Gremlins does feel super bad.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. Negate, I think it's interesting that he would put in... Negate's in his sideboard. I think it's interesting that he would put in Negate against such an aggro deck. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Gideon would have been like a huge thing for him to play here, and the fact that he can just say, nope, feels pretty good.
My guess is that the Negates weren't in the deck, weren't sideboarded in for Game 2, but once Konan saw the cast out, he's just, I need to be able to protect my Ulamog.
That would make sense.
And he happened to get lucky and hit Gideon for it. Because truthfully, even bringing in, I'm at least of the thinking where the Negate just feels like it's going to be a miss a large majority of the time. I feel like it's almost not even worth it. But I guess you snag a Gideon.
You snag a Gideon. I would agree. It feels bad to sit in your hand, but on the things that you are gonna hit, things like Gideon, things like Always Watching, things like Cast Out, it's gonna feel extremely good.
Yeah. Well, hey, we found a use for that Honored Crop Captain.
Swing with my 0-2 and pump my 1-1?
Yeah. Well, hey, it gets to help the Town Gossipmonger transform.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, the fact that the being able to attack or just attacking causes the trigger to happen. It doesn't have to have power itself.
True. How do you feel about the Release the Gremlins on the
Such the feel-bads.
Puzzleknot?
Such the feel-bads.
I mean, looking at Conan's hand, though, I saw an Ulamog in his hand.
I also saw an Aetherworks Marvel, but
true.
I can see where Josh is coming from. We've seen him, his start has been relatively clunky given what we've seen in the previous 2 games, and him just wanting to be able to get onto the board, hopefully fade a 4th land drop, or even if Konan does have a 4th land drop, fade a way to produce energy and a Marvel in the same turn, which it looks like being at 5 energy, we don't have to worry about a spin, at least right now.
Yeah, I maybe would have done the same thing too if I'd seen that, because he only had 5 energy. He wasn't going to be able to spin Marvel in the same turn. So maybe, killing the Puzzleknot was the right call. Does feel a little awkward to do, though, I think.
Oh, no, definitely. And kind of much to your point a little bit earlier, when your white-red humans deck has drawn 6 lands...
it feels pretty bad.
Yeah, it does feel really bad. This is one of those cards that kind of was going to help Josh get back into this game, pumping the power of the other creatures. And even past because once the Honored Crop Captain attacks, it'll 1 or 2 points here and there gets you past the Aether Meltdown.
Indeed.
And we've seen Konan stumble on land drops.
Yep.
At least right now. Granted,
it feels really weird when the aggro deck has 3 more lands than the more control version.
Yep. Yeah.
Swing for 3 with the Gremlin?
3 does... Oh, the Honor Crop Captain does
does
not
she have
pump.
1 now?
She does not pump herself, but
she does not.
She has a +1/+1 from the... Because she is also a human.
Indeed. So does she hit for 1 as well?
She is hitting for 0.
How much does Meltdown?
It's -4, -0.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
exactly.
-4, rough.
So yeah, attack for 3. We'll be able to transform the Town Gossipmonger here, and then worst case scenario, we've got 3 pumps. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 3 pumps. on the Town Gossipmonger, and it still
That's
gets the
where your land doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah. I think I'd still much rather be in the position where
I would,
I was
too.
just playing more creatures and not flooded in this way.
I would definitely agree. All right, so we're hoping that he hits his 4th land drop this turn,
Well,
assuming he's passing.
We are. Can we safely say that Marvel's kind of like the enemy? It's like, are we rooting for Marvel right here? I mean, I guess we're rooting for an interactive game, but
You're right, yeah.
When that means that the Konan gets his 4th land drop and then he turns it into a less interactive game.
I guess that's true, but I've been in the position where I'm trying to play Magic and I don't hit my land drops, and I just feel for anyone in that position. I
Yeah,
think.
you just cry a little bit.
Rogue Refiner?
Yeah, well, that's indeed a card.
That will keep away the Gremlin, I suppose.
Yeah, and
Pesky Gremlin?
yeah, interestingly enough, it also blocks the Honored Crop Captain.
Ooh, true.
If
he does swing with her again.
Exactly. Josh has the choice of actually getting in a couple more points of damage and just losing the Honored Crop Captain for nothing, or kind of just more anemic beats.
I might almost offer that trade if I was seeing how it was going for Konan, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
definitely.
Always watching.
Okay. We now, we're starting to do some things here.
That's getting there.
So we've got one. So currently, the Honor Crop Captain has 1 point of power.
Ooh, a Declaration in Stone?
Okay. Well,
I guess it makes sense to keep that in when your opponent plays Ulamog.
yeah, that's between Cast Out and Deck and Stone. Those are the only answers to Ulamog.
And they're pretty good white answers to Ulamog, I would say.
Yeah, and I think Josh is on the game plan of let's get underneath the Marvel, do as much damage as I can, and if an Ulamog were to hit, I have basically a 1-turn window to be able to deal with it. And so far, so good.
So far, so good indeed. And I would feel pretty good if I was in this position for Josh, because at least I have something on my board, whereas Konan has nothing. I don't know if I really would have used the Declaration in Stone here. I might have at least, waited. But I guess he's trying to get under as fast as possible.
If he doesn't use the Deck in Stone, we're still able to attack with the Thalia's Lieutenant. We're still able to make all of these attacks. Konan can block the Honor Crop Captain and just eat it, or trade with basically anything else at that point. I could see it. But it's a rough position nonetheless. And it looks like Josh is hellbent as well.
That's rough. But I do see a Marvel.
Yes. Marvel with 9 energy?
Marvel with 9 energy, 2 Ulamogs. He plays 1 more Ulamog in the deck.
1 more. Okay, well.
So, that's gotta feel a little scary if you're sitting on 2 of your Ulamogs. What are the other cards in his hand?
It's 2 Ulamogs Marvel.
Harness Lightning?
Maybe.
I saw?
Looks like it was possibly that is a Harness Lightning.
And a Meltdown.
Another Aether Meltdown. That's 2 Marvels. 2
Oh,
Marvels,
2 Marvels.
2 Ulamogs, an Aether Meltdown, and Harness Lightning. So let's think about this worst case scenario. We're attacking in for another 8 points of damage. I guess unless Josh draws a red creature, he'll be able to give whatever haste. It'll possibly pump the Thalia's Lieutenant, but I don't see him being able to get Josh down to dead.
I don't think so.
Unless, the only other thing would be Gideon.
Ooh.
Gideon, because that's exactly lethal.
Gideon would be really scary.
But
do you think he makes the right call here by going for the Marvel?
I feel like you do go for it here, because what are you gonna do otherwise? You're going to Harness Lightning. Well, one, this is the most mana efficient play because you get to use all of your mana. You get to Harness Lightning, I guess, killing maybe the Town Gossipmonger, the flipped version.
Ooh.
Yep. Okay.
The Glory-Bounf Initiate.
Yep. That's pretty good.
That's especially scary when there's an always watching on the field too.
Yes, indeed. Just putting that Glory-Bounf Initiate to work. Just keep working harder. No, you can't untap. Oh, it doesn't matter. You have vigilance.
Yep.
And this is actually the play that we were just talking about. It's not a red creature, so
So he can give it
yes,
haste.
he is able to give it haste. So I guess you get to eat your own words now.
I do.
The battlements is indeed pretty decent.
No, I'm a big fan of battlements. I'm playing battlements over Bloodlust Inciter, so...
Oh, yes. I apologize. I did that reverse in my head.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I mean, I do also agree that, like, maybe the Inciter is an okay play, but it's only good if you play it on turn 1.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Alright, looks like we're going in for a big swing here.
Yes. We'll give it haste and spin the Marvel here.
Yeah.
I feel this was a... Did we... No, we didn't quite yet go to attacks.
No, I think he's hoping that he can hit an Ulamog and maybe kill the Glory-Bounf Initiate before the swing.
Oh, dear.
What luck.
And his last Ulamog.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah, he's probably... you can't really see the reaction, but I'm guessing that Konan is just like, I don't even know how I did this.
I don't even know how he did it. He's got 2 cards in his graveyard.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 of the Ulamogs in his hand, and he hit it off the top.
Yeah, that's like 50 cards.
That's insane.
Yeah, or it's 1 out of like 48.
At least.
Or, well,
one
you
out
see
of
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
That's
I mean, so what do you tag here?
I don't think there's any point in hitting his land. Well, maybe there's a point in hitting... the Glory-Bounf Initiate, I think, is the easy call.
Yes.
Thalia's Lieutenant is also an acceptable call. My only other one would have been his Red Source.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there any case to be made to hit the Always Watching?
Possibly, though I feel like if you have an Ulamog on the field, you're not too worried, especially when your opponent has 2 Aether Meltdown creatures.
That seems fair.
And considering that he also has a Harness Lightning and a Aether Meltdown in his hand, he's not too worried about a ton of creatures other than the one that gained him life and got super big. So I think he made the right call in going for those 2 creatures.
I like it. I like it as well. And with many of the... not the Bloodlust Inciter, the flipped version of Town Gossipmonger has to attack each turn.
Yes.
So Josh...
It's not long for this world.
Yeah, exactly. Josh pumps it, and that makes sense I like taking out the token. It's got just as much power. You know that you're going to be able to eat the Town Gossipmonger.
Yes.
Or is it something Riot?
Incited Rabble.
Yeah, Incited Rabble. There we go. And you really don't care about the...
Honored Crop Captain.
Because it's attacking for 0.
It's attacking for 0. It's just on a hope and a dream.
Yes. And, well, yeah, we see that Harness Lightning that was in hand. I think we can very safely say this is the point where Konan just takes over the game.
The only thing that really would be a downer for Konan at this point is a cast out or a Declaration in Stone on his Ulamog, considering that we know that he has the other 2 in his hand and he's only on 4 mana. So that could be devastating to Konan.
That is very true. So do you I think you just attack here and you just hope to get it in. We've seen, like you said, the cast out and the Declaration in Stone, and there isn't really a threat that can bring you to dead.
Not really, no. I mean, other than the 2 sword... Well, I guess cast out has flash. But he's very clearly tapped out, so you don't really have to worry about anything. Swing for... Or not swing.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have swung, try to get things out of his deck, because you know the only things that are going to save him are the things in his deck. I would have swung.
Yeah.
Made him mill.
It's also a 2-turn clock if
he doesn't put it through.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to block with a Honor Crop Captain, then hits. I guess the case could be made because maybe Josh draws a Hazard off the top.
True.
And he attacks, but even then, he's attacking for 6?
6, yeah.
Oh, 6, 7. 7 because of the...
because of Always Watching.
Because of Always Watching. And then the Hazard's able to block.
And then he goes down to 2, and then he can just draw his next card and deal 2 to him, which I guess, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. There. So Hazard was the out for Josh over here.
However, he would also have to hope that Ulamog just doesn't block Hazard.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, which I imagine he would.
This was, of course, assuming that the Ulamog attacked the previous
Yeah, of
turn.
course. You're right. What is he going to throw down?
This is
Tireless Tracker.
Tireless Tracker.
Right.
Well, now that there is a blocker, though, I feel like it's about
safe
time to. All right, we can start getting in with Ulamog.
Yeah.
And I mean, Conan's got to end the game somehow. Just kind of sitting and waiting here. If Hazard was the out earlier and he draws Hazard here, he also, he doesn't have the mana he doesn't have the second red to be able to shoot the Tireless Tracker.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not getting better.
All right, let's see what goes into exile from Ulamog.
20 cards.
Oh, it's so insane. That feels so bad. The first time I played against that card, I was like, how is this fair? Magic is fun and interactive.
Yeah. So it looks like just a couple of hits. There was a Glory-Bounf Initiate, which is pretty good. A couple of lands. There were a bunch of red sources.
I think I saw an Abyssin in there.
Yes.
Doesn't look like he hit a Declaration Stone, Hazaret, or a Cast Out, though. So I might be a little afraid, but less afraid because the Tireless Tracker's on the field.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, the one card in hand, you're probably, if it was a creature, Josh would have played it.
It looks like a red spell.
Oh, what do we got?
I think it was a Garrison, if I saw correctly.
Well, that's rather unfortunate.
Yeah. I think it is a Garrison.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, that doesn't feel too bad to attack with the Crop Captain now.
Guess what permanents we have on the battlefield at the same time.
You're just really excited for them to melt, but he does need 2 red to melt it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And it's another battlements.
Well, so
Yikes.
like there's 2 of those, right? So it reduces the cost by half because you can split it among. It's not. We're not playing grade school Magic now. No.
Yeah.
Darn it. That's
This isn't kitchen table.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, cool, and just has everything off the top.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
so.
Interesting.
He's just going for the energy.
Yep.
I guess that makes sense.
I like that play.
I do too.
The Garrison isn't really much of a threat. We've got 1 blocker, and odds are we're gonna hit something to be able. Oh, sure.
Whirler Virtuoso, why not?
Yeah, I generate 2 blockers if you really need to. The White-Red Humans deck doesn't really have ways to trample through or do anything like that. It's really kind of either get under or go wide. And at that point, we're kind of... we're...
If you had the start that Konan did, that Whirler Virtuoso feels great right now.
Oh, yes, indeed. What can Josh draw to be able to get there? Is there a series of cards that...
I imagine the only thing you're hoping for is a Cast Out or a Declaration in Stone to deal with the Ulamog and go from there. It feels really hard to go from there, but that's kind of the only play that there is.
So...
Is this going to be the full mill?
No, not...
Don't think
he's
so.
probably going to have like 5 to 7 cards left. Was it?
Ooh,
like,
there's a Cast Out.
Yeah, that's Cast Out. Was that a second cast? 2 Cast Out.
2 Cast Outs at least.
Yes.
He's got to look now too.
Yeah.
All right, what are my outs? How many things do I have left? There were definitely 2 Cast Outs.
Yes.
How many does he play? He plays 2.
Yes, 2 Cast Outs.
And 3 Declaration in Stone, and we've seen 1.
Okay. Well, we have... So he's got a chance. The Honor Captain's dead here. Okay, so trading away the permanents, you have to block the Ulamog or you're just dead. And
Yep, go to 7.
I feel like the attack with the Tireless Tracker, is it necessary there? I mean, I'm just thinking, I think at this point you can afford to be overly conservative.
Yes.
You don't necessarily need to attack with the Tireless Tracker because maybe there is some crazy world where you're not thinking of some number of draws that you're able to get rid of the Whirler Virtuoso and maybe the Thopter.
Yeah.
And if you have the, having the Tireless Tracker back, plus we know that Joshua, is going to be blocking the Ulamog, and then if the Ulamog just attacks next turn, that's the game.
Yep, exactly. So I don't know. I would have been a little scared to block with my Garrison. My Garrison is my one way out, and Tireless Tracker is easily going to be able to go over it with the clue on the battlefield and the open mana up. So I think it was the right play to not block. Just because you maybe hope that you get another red source.
Well, the attack though. Do you attack with Tireless Tracker in this position?
I think I would have kept it back like you did.
Yeah. And I think this is another nail in the coffin, not having your creature have any power. And just a plains off the top, so
oh no.
Looks like it might be time to pack it up. Yeah, was
Pretty
there
close.
Oh, there wasn't. So I guess we had missed. There was just 2 lands and a Thalia's lieutenant.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Bummer.
so I guess Marvel takes.
Marvel took it. That was kind of
match
a rough start for Marvel, but it got there.
Yeah, it was. So if we've learned anything, Aether Meltdown seems pretty decent.
Feels pretty decent. I would have thought that the red-white humans deck had the edge, especially on the play, but he didn't play anything until turn 2, and then he didn't play anything on turn 3. That's not the start or the kind of direction that you want that deck to go in, so I don't think that it had the best showing for that game 3.
Yeah, no.
It definitely gave the edge to the bad start for the Marvel deck.
Yeah, I don't think I could agree more. It was I wish we could have gotten a better look at Joshua's hand to be able to see kind of what was going on there, what inspired that keep. Maybe it was just I'm up against Marvel. I hope this has to work. Yeah. And it was one of those tilt kind of keeps.
Exactly.
Because it didn't feel anything close to what was in game 1 and game 2. Because if he had anything similar in some of the follow-ups that we saw in this game, then I think Marvel would have been run over.
I think so too.
Yeah. One thing of note, there was a couple instances where I think Konan could have had a couple bits more of energy with the Marvel being out and harness lightning the creature. Your Aether Meltdown's still one of your permanents.
Yep.
And you get one of those energy when it goes to the graveyard.
Exactly.
But
he still got there, still won, so...
Exactly. I guess ultimately it ends up not mattering.
It doesn't matter when everything you cast in the game gives you energy, because there's only like 2 spells in here that don't give him energy, and that's like Censor and Magma Spray, pretty much. It
also helps when you just run hotter than the sun, having 2... it wasn't this game, but having 2 Ulamogs in hand, and then spinning and getting the third one.
Exactly. No, that was absolutely insane, and easily was the reason that he even stayed in the game, where I don't think he should have been able to stay in that game with that start.
No, definitely not. But hey, sometimes
that's how magic goes.
Yes, exactly. Variance. That is the way the top spins, the cookie crumbles, however we want to end up, whatever metaphor we're going for. But that was awesome. That was match number 1, and we'll see you soon in match number 2.